You tired of your cookies spouting baseless opinions? Do your desserts spread misinformation? Then it's time to try Fact Oreos, the truth-filled treat that never sugarcoats it. Welcome back to the factory. We are going into, I believe, day 4, continuing on our journey to what I presume is launch a rocket into space, as that is generally the endpoint for Factorio, but you never know. This is the Industrial Revolution. Things are a little wonky, a little quirky, and we're going to be trying some new stuff. So, yeah, just a quick recap as we did go ahead and get things underway with our copper cap beams, pistons, and hello. All right, it sounds like we have some visitors to the factory. A little unexpected, but we will go ahead and make sure that's taken care of. And yeah, clear it out. It looks like some of the natives are getting a little restless, and we're probably gonna have to pay them a little bit of a visit. Let's see, pollution, yep, it is just reaching where it does not want to be. We even could theoretically get some activity from the north as well. But luckily we do have the robots. Usually the first time you encounter these guys, you don't have an easy way to repair this stuff. You have to fix it manually, but the robots, they remember where things were. They leave a little ghost, they take care of it as soon as you get close. And while I was organizing my inventory, one thing that I did do was make some repair kits, so that will be helpful here for future endeavors. So yeah, I tried to use this feature where you can basically assign a slot. I'm gonna have to be adaptive with this and change it up every once in a while, but I think it's a good way to at least remember to refill and refuel. I was thinking about using logistics for this, but you know, we'll try something different. So we'll see if this works to kind of give us the idea that, well, this stuff is important. This stuff needs to be where it is. Yeah, but at the same time, we don't want to overfill, and so it's a little hard to balance those two things together. One thing we can do is just drop some wood off here and keep that flowing. And then, yeah, we don't really need that much coal, so we consider that trash and set that aside if we need to. Same with a lot of the stuff, honestly. But we'll continue to build. We'll probably need some more steam inserters for today. How are we doing on assembling machines? 34, 24. I could use a few more assemblies. Cool. All right. But I guess first things first, before we even get into that much, if we're heading down to find some alien friends, we probably want to do it in style. So I'm going to go ahead and make our first vehicle. It's called the Mono Wheel. Doesn't have any weapons, but should allow us to get where we want to go. And I believe that might run on coal. There's no other refuel source that I can think of, so unless you steam, you like fill it up at a steam pump, that'd be kind of cool. But where is it? Here we go. Mono wheel is, yeah, so based on burnables. So let's go ahead and just toss that in and we can ride off. I guess we should probably prepare with a little bit of action here. Make sure we have enough of what we need on this side of things too. So, yep. Biters at this stage aren't going to be too problematic. You definitely have the tools at the beginning to handle it. Oh, we don't want to leave this guy behind. Oh, we got another friend. I just saw him on the map. Go, go, go. All right, where'd he go? He's checking out the steam. So it seems like we're creating a lot of pollution with these boilers. And yeah, need to make sure we keep this well protected. So you could just put up the turrets and hope for the best, but at this stage, I'd rather just go to the source and make sure that it doesn't start spreading. So these guys, they like to dig their nests near their current ones, and they start expanding closer and closer to your base. So we don't want that. We want to let them know that we're just not going to put up with that. Fortunately, the turrets should not need any form of electricity, so I'll go ahead and make a military bar, so to speak, right here and switch over to it. And then we'll also want some ammunition on that one too. I think that'll cover it. Oh, fish. Fish is also what I would consider a military asset. You don't think of it like that, but truly, what could be better? So we gotta go ahead and fill up these turrets with ammunition, and then we're gonna do a little leapfrog to get closer to our target here. Always put it in range of the other turret just so that they can kind of cover each other's back, and eventually we'll get there. So we get there, fill it up, and nice and easy, we've cleared out number 1. Now this does end up putting a little pollution in the air, but otherwise no harm to us. In fact, it's going to be helpful to not have to worry about anything coming in from that direction and just minimize the frustration that we have with dealing with these things. It's also just a nice way to greet the neighbors. You know, some people prefer casseroles or meatloaf. I don't know. Here, we bring science. Alright. Another group over here we've been meaning to take care of. And all the reason to do so now. I'll go ahead and just handle these guys myself. Biters are not too bad. Spitters can be a little bit worse sometimes, but it's really the turrets, the worms, that you gotta worry about the most. So go ahead and... This is a spitter spawner, I thought. But there's biters around it, so I'm a little confused there. Maybe it just has a random chance either way. Now there's biters coming out of that thing. Interesting. Continuity error? You never know. Let's see, we do have a few more friends over here. It does have worms behind it. It's gonna be not too long before my pollution gets over there though, so I guess we might as well take care of things while we're in town. And yeah, every time we pick up our stuff, it goes back in there, so. Alright, can't get too close. Gotta respect these guys. They are not pushovers. So we'll take this one a bit slower, especially with the worms there, showing us what they can do. Can we just get in range of this without being acid bombed? Looks like that's a no. We can repair it, but that will probably cost our robot in the process. We don't want that. Ooh, okay. It looks like we did lose a few. Unfortunate. Where are my robots at over here? Yeah, we only have 4 left. That's not great. Can we make a few more? Innocent bystanders, I say. Well, we got some damage on this thing, so we might as well try to finish it off. Ooh, there's acid flying around, though. But now we don't have to worry about the biter spawns. We can eat a little bit of fish. And we could just leave that there. Honestly, there's no spread of these things coming from the turrets, from the worms. They don't do anything other than protect the hive, the nest. So we've got a little bit more over here. Could be a decent bit harder to deal with this thing. I'll have to be okay. I'll just save it, just in case things get really... I mean, what's the worst that could happen, right? It's fine. Round them up. All right. Okay, so the worms will attack from there. Yeah, these guys will cover me for a while. Maybe I'll hit the west side since that's where the worms are furthest from. This shotgun's a little weird, not used to it too much. Even just having shotgun turrets is very different from having like the AR turrets, basically. Very fast fire. Imagine we can get here this close. Oh, I didn't equip it properly. But I don't know if we can get any closer than that. We can do this though, and have it cover me at least, so I can focus on what I want to focus on. Ah, the acid, the goo. I can just hold the button down. Okay, that's good to know. Fishy, fishy. Okay, some of it falls short, so we want to be a little closer, it looks like. Cool. Now, how tanky is this thing? Not too bad. Could be worse. Just go ahead and eat fish just to keep ourselves nice and healthy. And now is a good time to bring in the close proximity turret. Cool. Did I leave a few behind here? I did. We can clean those up real quick. And move on. Of course, the factory is still going to continue its work during this time period. We can't see it without the radars, but yeah. Not too shabby. Okay, we're back up on a decent amount with the robots, it looks like. Can only run 10 at a time with this armor module. which is fine. We got a few backup ones. I think we can try to just kind of clear through the trees here. No robot left behind, unless absolutely necessary. They do take a while to catch up if they're running slow, running low on fuel. Ooh, copper. Well defended copper, but good to know. That is 7.2 million. We were working with a 500,000. Now we have 7.2 accessible, and that we're probably gonna need that pretty soon. So very good to know about that. I guess just scan the north real quick. You know, if they come, they come. We'll figure it out then. I kind of want to get back to business on the home front. What a nice way to start the morning, so to speak, as we begin our day here in Factorio land. Is there like a canonical name for the world of Factorio? I'm curious. All right, what are we doing? Well, last time we built a lot of copper, and we knew that it was about half of what it needs to be. Actually, technically, it's a quarter of what it needs to be. Once we upgrade these furnaces to the bronze furnace that we're researching, then it will be up to snuff. But in the meantime, while we're waiting, we might as well... We want the belt as well, right? Yeah, I imagine... Well, technically, the belt's going to go the other way, so let's not. And let's give it a little bit of space here. Like 2, maybe? Let's try to bring it in line with this one as well. That should do it. And this is the power of robots. This is the power of copy-pasting schematics. We can help the robots out a little bit, make sure that it moves along at a decent speed if we don't mess it up. But we give them the directions, and they build it. They know what's up. Okay, some of this is more complicated than I want it to be, but I can do the easy stuff, you know? I can just do some conveyor belts. They'll figure it out. And so, yeah, we're going to basically create this whole subsystem. While they're building, I guess I could be making sure that all the other pieces are in place. So we want coal for the furnaces, and we want ore. Yeah, let's just do it like that. And once again. So these guys will deliver the ore to the crusher. The crushers will then give it to the furnaces, and we'll be in business if we continue to not mess it up. So the radius here, they can build anything within the green. So as long as I'm relatively close to the project, they'll be making progress with it. But because they take time to charge, because there's only 10 of them at once, it definitely speeds it up if I'm contributing. But if I have something like more planning oriented to do, then I should probably be doing that instead, as you see here. Steam would be the next thing. We can actually just connect it. Oh, we gotta switch back to non-military mode and get our underground pipe action right here. That should do it. Steam over here, steam over here, and steam over here. Wonderful. So it should start flowing. Wait, do we have a connection on the bottom? We do. Okay, good. So once it connects, we have to connect a lot of little pieces before this all works, but it'll get there. And that's why we wanted a lot of burner inserters. Great. Okay. Drop this down and some robots will repair it, or I can do that myself, actually, if I can find my repair packs. Yeah. Alrighty. And once we actually start getting, like, continuous waves of enemies, then we'll actually want to set defenses, but right now I'm not expecting that to be too much of an issue. It really comes down to how quickly this pollution spreads and how big of a problem those creatures can be. Steam is still not flowing. I think there might be not be a connection to this line here, so I'll have to be aware of that. No, it runs to the top, so all we need to do is make sure that it connects all the way through here, and then all the way down to the bottom, which means that guy needs to be here, and we're running low on crushers, so we'll keep on maintaining that as well. A lot of copper plates involved in that. Anywho, as soon as that line finishes, it'll make sure that it gets back up to the top, which then will spread to here, and continue. The only thing we don't have is burners because we made some mistake when we were copying this? Or is it this guy? The coal's not supposed to go where I put it. Okay. This is actually the output. This is where the ingots go. My bad. What we can do is just pick this all up. I think I have the space for it. Yeah, pick this all up. And as we're heading up, we will disconnect the coal. It'll be okay. And simply all we have to do then is this right here. And there you have it. Coal will go in on the right side, get put into these. Actually, we can go ahead and even distribute the coal we do have so that we make up for the ones we stole. So maybe took a little bit too much coal out of that, but we'll pick it up from a box and it'll be fine. And yeah, now we have the ingots going through and we want to add it to the system. Now, we noted the design said 1.5 belts worth of ingots are going to be coming through. So we'll have to be careful about that. We'll have 2 lanes right here, so technically speaking, we could bring it on to this point, and it'll inject it in for us, which is an advantage of the way we built this. Because the filter, the splitter will only take what it needs. So if it needs less because it's already here, then yeah. So I can actually just inject it here and it will work out, which is not really what the plan was, but it is cool. There might need one more splitter to make that happen. So it's going to go in. Oh, wait, this is a dead end. I thought this one looped back. It's this one that loops back. Okay, hold on for a second, guys. Yeah, we got to get through here, which is a bit messier. So what I think I'm going to do instead is right here. Bop, bop. Spaghetti master. Let's go. And then we just bring this here, do this here, and bring it on the splitter, right? And then any of it that's needed will go down south. And go back onto this line, which then feeds into this second lane. I just need one splitter here and it's all set. Technically that's not necessary, but it will certainly help the 1.5 aspect when this gets upgraded. And actually right now it's like 0.75 belts worth, so it's not actually using a full yellow belt when running at full speed, but it will be. Anywho, I think that will do it for supply. Let's go back to demand and work on our next project. Just as a quick glance, we know we need bronze plates, quite a few of them. So let's go ahead and take care of that. Let's see, 2 gears, 4 plates, and some pipes can get started, which will also cost plates. Good to know. Again. There we go. That's a good way to burn all those excess plates. And yeah, gears. Could use a little bit of everything, honestly. I can take some out, put some back as well. Take a penny, leave a penny, you know? That's probably not like a very common thing in different locations. It's got to be like a regionally restricted thing. A take a penny, leave a penny tray is probably, if not exclusively American, then it's specific to certain countries. Not a global experience. But you never know. Maybe ancient cultures had take a penny, leave a penny. You don't know. Anthropological discovery of the century. All right, so we have plenty of furnaces. We don't actually want that many more, but they're going to be turned into stuff anyways. We're going to be building up our next thing. Let's go ahead and take a look. Our next project is we're going to be bringing in clockwork motors, small copper frames, large copper frames, and clockwork rotors. Then we're definitely going to be funneling science and getting into the Bronze Age ASAP. So what does that mean for us? Well, If we break it down, we don't actually need this to go on the bus because there's not as much transitive value in these. We're gonna probably have to make a small like building mall where like the large copper frames in particular will go into crushers, mixers, assemblers, and the sort, but that doesn't have to go like down the lane. That's just gonna be up top here. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and just grab what we need. So looking at the components, plates, rivets, plates, gears, rods, plates, beams, rivets, and okay, so this will require 2 pieces from what we are currently working on. So this will come last, and it'll be fed from these. So let's, I guess, start with the large copper frames, and then these 2 will be up top, feeding into large clockwork rotors. So large copper frames, copper plates, beams, and rivets. Well, we got beams right here. Pretty easy to segment that off. I'll make sure that I'm giving myself enough space. I think I'm building things a little bit too close, and it's going to get annoying later. So what do we say? We need beams, we need rivets, we need plates. Well, plates are here. Rivets are here. So we can do the same thing we've been doing. Just along the lines of bop, bop. And then yeah, there's an underground belt there, so it won't work the way I want it to. Yeah, we'll just do it a more basic way to just get it off the line, and then we'll worry about it once it gets out here, instead of trying to merge it early. Sometimes it lines up really nicely, sometimes it doesn't. That's okay. Yeah. So in this context, yeah, we just need to get it out of here. And I actually think it'll help if we have a little bit of underground action from these guys at this point. So we'll do something like this. Then we'll bring it up top. And now we have rivets, plates, beams, which will be exactly what we need for, let's say, 6. Seems like a nice round number. Production of large copper frames. We don't need as much because it's not going on a line. It's just going to fill a box, which means it will run out eventually. So this seems fine for me because these will go here, and yeah, we'll be good. Looking up. All right, so let's do that. Run this up top. Then we get to probably go right about here. Okay, so I explained this a little bit poorly before, but basically what this means is that because this one was on the row that we're on, or the column that we're going to earlier, it takes precedence. So when they join up, this one fills up half the side, the closest half, and goes from there. And since inserters put in the opposite side, that'll be accomplishing what we want. We're going to be copying this over here. Looks like this will be covering 6. Yeah, 12 inserters is the right amount. Line her up. Ins and outs. And then the other side. I guess I could have just copied all of these, really, but yeah. Just gotta make sure, right? Yeah, so that'll be correct. Last piece is just getting the steam over here, which we could probably do. Yeah, just with an underground belt here. So we just do something like this. Oh, other way. And same here. Technically, if we want to be able to run through that, we should do something like this. So that's not blocking us. So now we got steam action. We can then spread that steam over here. And what are we lacking? We are lacking wooden beams. That's because it's the wrong recipe. My bad. I often do that, and I'll continue to do that. It's not a big deal. Copper frames. And we're in business. So now we just need to take out the material, put it in a box, and move on. So we're going to set it up where this is only going to be copper frames. Large copper frames on the right side. And then we just pull it off the lane right into a box. We're switching up which boxes we're using, so it's not going to be these wooden chests anymore. It's going to be the tin ones, which are the same. The bronze ones will double the amount that it can carry, but for right now, sticking with what we have. And that's one done. The next two, we got, well, it's a bit simpler. Just 2 materials for this, 3 materials for this. Copper plates, copper rivets. They both need copper plates. This one needs gears and rods as well, and this needs rivets. Technically speaking, this is plates and rivets here, so we could do the same thing. We could just feed it. It will be annoying that this takes precedence, so we'll have to lock it out to here for right now. But yeah, technically speaking, we could just continue this line, and well, we don't have that much space to work with though, right? So if we did another 6, could it fill? Not quite. Let's just do, we could do this, and I think that would be fine. Okay. And then we just pull these. We're going to be running low plates, it looks like, so we are probably going to be needing to restock on that a little bit, but at least for right now, we're good here. Wood can go in the thing. It's great. It's wonderful. And I'm trapped. What have I done? Alright, I entered a no-go zone. I created one. Gonna go ahead and just destroy this. Get myself out of here, and then Control-Z will put it right back where it was. With the frames in my inventory, because why not? Helps me make things. Doing the smaller assemblers, not as many really, but we can make a few. Alrighty then. So this is going to be a different recipe. There's going to be small copper frames. Small copper frames looks almost exactly the same. Very hard for me to tell the difference, but it is only 2 inputs, so we got it right. And like I said, we're going to need more large plate action, but we can also just do this for right now, and then we'll catch up on the plate stuff later. The last piece is going to be, well, actually, this is one thing that does change between these two, is we actually don't need all these inserters, which right now is a bit of a limited resource. In fact, we need to build more. Wow, we're burning through them. They're not even burner inserters. Sorry for the terrible joke. Alright. Alright. And then we'll go ahead and bring that up to here. Now, half of it is going to go in the box, just like before. One of these. But the other half is going to be going into that pit. We're a bit blocked by this cliff, so we'll have to watch where we're building. But this feels like the right way to go about it. Now, the other one's more complicated. It does require copper plates as well, but it also needs copper gears, copper rods. It can be a bit of a problem. So let's grab what we need. Not too worried about the robots at this range. They'll catch up. I just don't want to mess up. I think I know what I'm grabbing, but you never know for sure. Gears, rods, plates. Okay. Well, it's more like this, right? Gears. And then... oh, okay. I'm brain froze for a second there. All right, so what we want to be doing is... we'll do this. That's simple, right? Then we'll do... yeah, since we have more material to work with, more means to work with over here, we'll do a bit here, where these continue onward, and these will go like this and go under. No, we don't want on the right side though, we want on the left side, which is a little weird. It's more like, it's actually more like this. Clean that up. So this is another way to do the exact same thing that I was talking about with this thing, but we're reversing it. So it might look a little weird to you guys. If you look carefully and think about it for a second, it will make sense. But for right now, yeah, it is a little U-turn thing. And that will end up getting one of the things connected the way we wanted to. So yeah, just do want to go over the beginner-friendly combat concepts, but this is just one of those weird little belt tricks where you just want to focus on which belt comes first in the column that we're looking at, and then once you get it on the right side, it'll actually reverse from the right side to the left because it goes on a little U-turn, and then it's up here. And then once you look at this one, it's kind of the same thing. It was running on this column longer, so this one connecting perpendicular will then put it all exclusively on the right side. And you have what you need. Last piece of the puzzle is going to be getting this one up here, which isn't too tricky. Since we have the space for it, we can just do this. And suddenly we have all three materials. We still have to half side this. Oh wait, we didn't splitter it, so that's a little bit more work. Probably the best way is going to be to underground belt this. If we did it correctly anyways. I guess we did. Looks fine. And then... It's actually going to be better to split this way. Sorry. And these guys just carry on, doing their thing. And these guys will go here. Cool. Alright, so this is the material that we need to run up to the top in order to... Well, not necessarily the top. We can just build it right here. And we don't want to go through this stuff. We're just going to keep it through this kind of middle column. Middle row, so to speak. And now we can apparently cause a ruckus over here. This will be fine. Alright, I'm definitely going to have to get a bit cleaner about that, but at least for right now, that's what we got going on. And it's not too bad. Not ready for that quite just yet. We're actually going to be pulling it to the side, and then we're going to set up something very similar to what we had over here. 18 inserters looks correct to me. For 6 of these at a time. It will be slightly off in terms of vertical positioning, but I'm not too worried about that. And then we can just run the steam from over here to here. Great. And then over the top as well. Or, yeah, that works. Cool. Lastly, we'll need to make sure that these guys get the beams that they need, and then we'll just reset the recipe to clockwork motor. I'm not going to remember the names of these pieces, but as long as most of them don't have the same icon, that will help. So, same as before, we're then going to pull off, we got to set the filter to clockwork motor on the right side, and we're in business. Woo! A lot of work for our little pieces. Once we kind of get the framework down, though, I think it'll be fine. Now that we got... Technically speaking, what we want to be doing is filtering the clockwork motors. This should not be a filter. This should be blank. This should be a filter for clockwork motors. And that will make it so the clockwork motors only go up to this point, and then half of them go in the box as the splitter is corrected. This one's boxing, this one's boxing. We should be making more stuff with our handcraft while we can. Running out of a few materials, that's okay. So, final piece. We've done 1, 2, 3 of our big 4. The last one is going to be clockwork rotor units, and that is going to be small copper frames, clockwork motors, and copper plates. So we've got the small copper frames here, got the clockwork motors here, both of them ready to come off the line, then we just need frames. Do we want to pull it from this? See that working. Let's go ahead and try this right here onto this, which will then supply the steam, allowing us to then bring... This is copper frames, right? The copper plates, yeah. So then we bring this here. And we get to then filter out the copper plates exclusively. Yeah, we're putting a lot of onus on the copper plates that'll be running through this line, but in theory, as long as we're setting up proper restrictions on how much we're putting in here, it should work out okay. Where were we? Yes, so if this is clear, and this is only copper plates, and it should be able to come through to here. And then we just need to bring those in. I think we could actually take them right off the line, but the problem is we don't have anywhere to put them then, unless we use the long arm inserters, which is an option. Yeah, just to keep this nice and clean, let's play around with the long arm inserters a little bit. I got 24 of them. So here we go, bringing this in. So what we're actually going to want to do is this here, right? Let's try that again. No, we'll need one more over. So it'll just be like this, very simple. Copper plates will go there. This is all theoretical until we actually get the plates going, but yeah, the game plan is then to put the clockwork rotor units like that. Very simple input only on this side. And I can't count apparently because I built it one higher and I expected differently. It's fine. Cool. And then, yeah, the clockwork rotor unit across there. Now this is going to be a little different than what we've done so far because it's actually going to be in for short inserters and out for long inserters. And so if we can just replicate that at these junctures and then put the pipes in between, we should have our newest format. And honestly, this is just because it will flow a little better in certain terms of conveyor belts. Don't have to double back at any point, etc. We do have to make sure the steam is connected to the network here. And yeah, in theory, it means that we don't actually need don't have too much to worry about over here. So the last thing is going to be the output, which can just be, starting right here, a little box. Or since we're just grabbing this stuff, why don't we actually bring this down and make it a southern box, southern facing box. Once again, we can do it right here, right? No, we can't. I don't think so anyways. The plates are on the left. Technically speaking, this works. Because the plates are on the left, this is kind of, it's weird, but the underground belts actually count as a half of a belt. Like half of it's open, half of it's closed. So it actually will work in this context, but don't try this for everything. It won't always work that way. Either way, we got ourselves a box, an inserter box, and we have ourselves a clockwork rotor unit automation. Say that 5 times fast. All right. Yeah, we're going to be lacking on the plates, though. We already noted that earlier, so we're going to have to expand on that a little bit. We got a lot of ingots. We don't have a lot of plates. And, of course, the plates are also getting consumed by a lot of stuff over there. So I already expanded our plate production over here. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but I did expand on our plate production a little bit in this area, but we need more, clearly. So I'm thinking we just do that again. We just say, hey, we like plates. You've got plates. Why don't you give us some plates? So I think it can be as simple as something like this. Right here. And then some right here. I don't know how many belts that requires in order for that to work out. And that's something I could calculate. Like if I just had like a new, and we just wanted to know. I mean, technically you can do like items per second on these things too, right? So I guess if we just leave the mods out of it for a second, we look at copper plates. You're making 1 per second, simply. So if I have 12 additional machines, we're making 12 additional per second. The transport belt can hold 15 per second. So it will fill a transport belt almost completely. We can't just inject it onto a line that might not be able to utilize it. And that might be one of the issues, just throughput down here, but it looks like it's mostly out of use. That is the issue. Oh, and we need more burner steam inserts. We're going to need probably some more iron rods shortly. Yeah, we're burning through them. So this is a good time to reference our inventory, say, hey, we're lacking a lot of stuff, and grab what we need. Hopefully in a relatively organized fashion. We'll have to burn a few things that we don't want. This should be extra. Yeah, I have 200 coal right there. So then we definitely need the plates as well. A little bit of copper rod action over... Where's the box? Down here. And a little bit of piston, and we're good. For now. The second we start building more things, it's going to take out of our inventory, but you know, it's a decent restock method before we get logistics that will do this for us automatically. Gotta love automation. But for now, we're here. We got this going on. We were trying to get this going on nice and slow. Once we get our tech back online, I definitely want to start getting like some of these good key logistic items and production items automated as well. Make a little mall. But for right now, let's think about where this line is going and also how to get it steam, not too hard. We got it right here. Might have to make this underground at some point, but for the moment, we got it right here. Yeah, so where is this lane going? Do we want it to intersect with what we already have going on down there? Is it going to get overloaded because our belts are kind of slow? Our quantity is kind of high. Yeah, just listen to that sound while we think about it. So really want them to be over there. But in order to do that, kind of need it on this lane. I do think that eventually we're going to need more than one lane of plates, so maybe that's just our weakness of our current build, is that we just don't have enough throughput for plates. We have 2 lanes of ingots, we only have 1 lane of plates. We're going to need more copper plate space. Anywho, is there a area we could go right down south through here, cross it over, and figure out what we're doing with the puddled area. So I like that. We have a general plan of attack. Just need it on this lane here. You'll notice this is only half full for the moment, but we can change it up pretty quickly as we go ahead and clear this out by splitting this off to the side. So these guys gonna get first pick from right from the heart of the ingot chain, but it's going to be helpful for getting what we need. And we'll build that up. These guys get through easily. I actually have a harder time getting through here than the materials do because they get to go underground. And I'm a surface dweller. We'll figure it out though. Yeah, so I think for right now, can be fine with what we're doing here. I'll just do this. Simplest way to do it. Bink, bink. This is where spaghetti gets a little problematic. It's all about insertion points and putting it on the right lane the right way. We'll just do it. And honestly, this is going to make everything so much simpler. It's just do this kind of thing right here. Bam. All right. They're making stuff. It's going here. We're happy about it. Is it going to be enough to get over the hump here on production? I'm not too sure, but I want to prioritize something else for right now. We have a good supply at the very least. It just comes, if it comes down to throughput, we'll make another lane, you know? Hell, in theory, we could just run it right here. Yeah, we could break the bus rules and just straight up have another output. Like this. There. So this is a 5 bus instead of a 4 bus, but we've already kind of done what we need to in this area. We're not really going for more in the north, so get some rooks and go from there. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Then why are you not happy? Because we don't have wood. We ran out of wood all of a sudden, which can definitely be a long-term issue. That's why we need the bronze. We need the forestries going. So you're good. You need the copper cap beams, which will come from that. Speaking of, we're good here on that side of things. We're making it work. All right. What is next for us? We can continue to bring these materials along. It's important that we keep the chain rolling. It's quite possible we'll actually be turning some of this stuff into bronze very soon. But we got to make sure we're on top of our objectives. So next thing is going to be science and utilizing what we just built to make a bunch of like labs and assembly machines. So we can just grab this. Can we cut down on the limitations now that we got all of this running? I'd say so. Not the most convenient boxes to get to. Once again. But we get there. And now we have more advanced materials to basically build anything we want. Yeah, I think this is where we realized we reserved a lot of space in our inventory, but that's okay. So, red science packs is going to be next. We need, simply put, copper plates and tin gears. There's the copper plates. There's the tin gears. Do we want to do... So science, I think I want to route to the south, and that'll give it a different feel and a different space. Obviously, later on we'll have trains running on one of these two sides, or in a central position that can access everything, but for right now, I'm going to go through here with what we have. And start splitting and pulling what we need. Rivets are going to be coming through here. As well. And if we do just a little action over here, we can actually go ahead and then split off. Oh, one too close. Let's do it here. We'll go to the right, to the left, south, and then across. And there you have it. All the materials you need for plenty of red science packs without disrupting the bus too much. And yeah, this copper plate is definitely getting consumed, so we'll want to use it while it's available. I guess that's because I uncapped the boxes as well. We'll definitely factor into that. Handcrafting's a little tough when we're filling up our inventory with a bunch of random stuff. But we can turn it into other stuff, which is kind of cool. We'll need more mixers for sure. And that's not going to take more inventory space now that I think about it, so it's fine. Running short on the gears. Yeah, these gears get eaten up pretty quick. We'll definitely have to make conveyor belts pretty soon after this, though. Like, set up automation for it, rather. Be fine. Cool. Alrighty, then let's drop some assembly machines. Let's make some science. Is there any reason not to just give it a little bit of space? I don't know how much the bus will need in terms of room to grow. If I just make sure I have enough for 1, 2, 3, 4 more, I think that's totally reasonable. And then how much, so if I look at just red science, or analysis, or whatever you want to call it, I just want to know how many if I have half of a belt of these materials, how many assembly machines can I run? And then we can always provide the needs for that later on. So we're kind of working backwards here, but let's just say 200. That's not a realistic number. But, okay, we want to get... And then we check this out. Sure. All right, from here, the number of belts is 0.8 for copper and 0.4 for tin gear. So we're going to have to bring it down a bit to, let's say, 120. And that's going to be at 0.53. So realistically, we're going to maybe be able to make 100, about 110 per minute, which is great. Half a belt of copper plate, half a belt of tin gear, assuming we have the supply for it. And then it all goes into 11.7, let's say 12 steam assemblers. So we're going to drop 12 steam assemblers is the answer to that question. And we can say that's 11, 12. And the setup couldn't be simpler because we just get to pipe it right in and right out. Nothing weird there. Do you guys do blueprints for simple stuff like this, where it's just like, oh, I'm gonna use this plenty of times, I might as well run like something like this? Copy paste definitely works, and you're usually around something that has the template. But I could also see myself just wanting to get that more accessibly. Oh, we're here. We got it going, and just so it doesn't block anything that might need it. And then I guess we'll wrap it up here at the end. And the exact same thing here. Flipped the other way. Nope, had it right the first time. There you go. And continue to make some transport belts. Cool. And recipe. There you go. For all those technology fans that have been sad this bar has not been moving for a while, I'm there with you. I'm glad that we got the essentials out of the way to make this nice and easy, but yeah, it always feels a little bad. And then, I don't really know, it says research speed 1. Does that mean anything to you guys? Because I really don't know. Oh, I'm using my belter, taking in all the laboratory stuff. Or some of the mats that are needed for laboratories, so. Yeah, I don't think this will tell me how much it's consumed in the process. Like, how do you consume science? How quickly that is the case? I mean, I could just keep placing them until they don't spin no more, but let's do it a little bit further on so we can add green into it a little bit easier. Oh boy, hate that sound. That means we're going to be hearing that a lot more. Once you start hearing that a couple times, you're like, okay, I'm going to hear this all day. And that's okay. Not important right now. What's important is we got steam laboratories. Build it right below here. I'll just make ideally twice as many as what I'm producing right now, so that's 12. I can then make 24. If it gets backed up at some points, that's fine. There's a couple ways to do laboratories. There's ones where you can put them one space down. You can have the inserters feed from one to the other. That works perfectly fine. I guess I can go that route. It seems pretty popular. It just keeps it nice and simple. And yeah, you just do something like this. Oh, okay. We can do this exact setup here. And then we just need more labs. Gotta keep the materials flowing though. Gotta memorize where these boxes are, less aimless wandering. But still, this is allowing us to produce way more rapidly than we normally would be able to, which is pretty cool. And then, yeah, we just need to then feed them all the red. Boom, right here. Same thing here. Perfect. And then we just need to steam it up. The sauna is ready. Should be anyways. Got any steam? Refresh out. Uh-oh. What did I mess up with the coal machine? Come on, robots. We got a city to save. And just like that, an hour is gone. What do you think of that, guys? It is wonderful to get a chance to continue building the factory, but it is just amazing how quickly the hours go by. We're not getting coal. I guess the biters messed it up in a way that I didn't recognize because... Or we're just not getting coal. Straight up, it's not on the line. Huh. Well, well, well. Yeah, that'll slow down everything a little bit. Alright, straight up one of our miners just doesn't have any material left. And so this guy's on 86k. We just need to kind of merge it into this a little bit. So, yeah, we can at this point just kind of move it here. And most likely just want to burner inserter place for right now. I guess I could have... Yeah, no, it's fine, it's fine. And we're not building anything, so we might as well... Is this full? Shouldn't be, no. Then we can go ahead and turn these into steam mining drills. Let's go ahead and just get these 3 up to where we want them to be. And then we can, yeah, mine some steam... Not mining steam. Mine some coal. Cleanly. And efficiently. So... There we go. We can make a few more of these too. It's not like we are lacking most of the materials, but... More than anything, let's get them down. Get this box out of the way. So, yeah, we just don't want it to get too close to the blue, so we have to find our line there. And work off of that, I would say. We want to try to get all our material out. Get the most out of this thing before it starts drying up. But at the same time... Cliff is also annoying. Because this will have to be... Well, 1 lower is not bad over there. But it's 2 lower. Okay, this one actually needs to go horizontal, is what I'm thinking. Let's do this instead. This isn't anymore, right? So this is the edge of end of the road here. We'll eventually have one going right here when these boxes get removed. And if it doesn't cause any problems, we would then go here. But if it does, yeah, so it starts right here. So there would be 2 here. Great. So we'll just ghost those for right now since we already figured it out. And then we'll put 1 right there when we can. And move on. So... steam these up, which is kind of counterintuitive because they need steam to make the thing that steam needs. But if we grab a little bit of this, we fill our boilers for a minute, it'll be all right. Well, they're half filled. Y'all can have like 12 of this. For the time being. And that should send plenty of coal down the line. Yeah, so half of our coal dried up, and it just wasn't providing much. We've also split it off a few times, so keep that in mind. But yeah, everything should be coming back online shortly. Get this stuff what it needs for right now, but we'll have to renovate that as well pretty soon. Okay, they got this. Okay, these boxes look to be about empty, so we can just grab this stuff. And then put one more drill here. Wonderful. And this won't work because there's tin here. We could do like a splitter thing. It wouldn't be terrible, but it would probably get backed up regardless of how we set it up. Oh, not all of these are online though. Keep that in mind. Can we even do all of these with the cliffs in the way? I'm not sure. Come on. We got this. Alrighty. So that's plenty of coal going down the line. Split some of this coal to go help feed whatever tin machines we have going on. The rest can join their brothers over here. And that should be fine. Okie dokie. All the more reason we need to kind of get moving, scouting out a bit more, finding more materials, because we only have 500,000 coal left, which admittedly is a decent amount, but our first technology in a while, guys. It's looking all right. Are we really want to make the jump there? A roller. Roller, da. Interesting. It's just like a steamroller thing. It's gonna get the telescope. I think that's cool. Even if this is bronze, I think all of this is gonna be bronze for a bit. And iron, we don't even have iron nearby, so we're gonna have to scout out for that, I presume. But once we do, we can move towards electricity. Power of the electron. Very cool. A bit better armor too. So I increase my inventory actually. Inventory size bonus 20. Right now we have eyes. I guess 0. So yeah, put 20 item slots. Sign me up. That sounds great. What are we doing? Coal doesn't. So these boxes don't mean anything anymore. Come on, robots. You can figure it out. Almost reach. Yeah, so yeah, these were full up and they're not being used because those are steam burners. So this will just do a little bit of this stuff. All right. Well, I'm not going to worry about it now. That's silly. That's bonus. Alrighty. Well, we're still having some minor steam catch-up issues. The boilers are running. And hopefully that will be enough to keep things moving along. I think it just has to catch up with like the larger vats here. So why is the steam tank full? Why is the steam tank full? And do we have different systems here? I can just easily check this by checking the pipe. It says 13K, and over here it says 72K. So we actually somehow have different systems. Or I'm losing my mind somehow. This all connects here. What? Maybe my ideas. Now it's 72K. 13K. Dun, da, da, da. Yeah, okay. So everything that was stored up here is now being redistributed to the system. Should at least temporarily help things out. We'll have to see what it looks like in the long term. We'll get a lot of new sciences as soon as we hit iron. I'd rather... That we can't do just then. So let's go ahead and just finish up our reds. So I'll just go ahead and queue it up. And we'll see if there's any newly unlocked stuff before we just move on. Alrighty. Well, I was listening to a YouTube guru, different one this time, and they said that it would be a good idea around this point in time to just mention that if you guys were interested in continuing to see content like this, it would be awesome if you could subscribe to the channel. It just helps a lot in terms of getting more people to the chance to see things and share with the rest of the world. Like I said, I'm not really planning to make this in any way a monetary channel, but it's really cool to interact with you guys, see more activity on the videos. It just, I don't know, makes me feel good. So I'll try to increase the upload schedule a little bit, but you know, if you're into it, it'd be super cool if you subscribed, and if not, no big deal. We'll keep the videos coming either way. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else we really want to cover before we move on. We're definitely going to be getting into bronze next time around. I'm pretty happy with how things have turned out up to this point. It just, wow. Okay, we are actually learning that we can definitely science this a lot harder. Let's get some labs going, huh? So right now we have 15 laboratories. That's a good amount to continue to build upon what we currently have. So we'll just copy paste, make some more of these. Just need one more. Come on, guys. There we go. Alrighty. Yeah, so next time we will be automating transport belts, steam pipes, and then breaking into the Bronze Age. That should be a pretty fun time. But for now, I think that is as good a place as any to wrap things up. Thank you all very much for tuning in, and you have a good night.